Hello, it's Martin Straith. I'm here from Trend News, here to do another one of our 10-minute trend timers. Again, this is a series of short market videos. What we're trying to do here is to help our subscribers get a better understanding what's driving these markets. Topics are based on questions from you, the viewers. So if you have a question, you've got some area that you would like to see covered in one of these, then be sure to let us know and be sure to subscribe. So today's question was, Nvidia had an outside reversal day on Friday. Could this be the start of the waterfall correction that you have been talking about? So now I know, I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of Nvidia and they're well aware of the incredible run it's been on. If we look at the 3-year chart here, we can see that back in 2021, it had a nice steady uptrend as the rest of the market did. And then in 2022, the whole market had a down period. And then in 2023, things really started to change. And back in November, we started to see this uptrend. Nvidia became the darling here. And then, of course, in 2024 so far, Nvidia's gone parabolic. So what started all this? Well, if you can remember back in November 2022, Chat GPT launched. If you might remember back, it launched in November. By the end of the year, like early January, they had over 100 million people using that application. So what happened then is that Nvidia just took off. And the reason is Nvidia's chips were the basic part of the infrastructure, a key piece of the infrastructure for this generative AI technology. And of course, it just sort of took off. And then, like I say, 2024 is just gone parabolic. So now on Friday, what changed? Well, you can see on Friday, something's happened here. And what it is we call this an outside reversal. So what happened on Friday is that Nvidia opened higher. It opened up at 950. And then it peaked up to about 975, but then it gave out all back, and it actually dropped as low as 875, and it closed at, 865, and it closed at 875. So it started higher, it ended up lower, and it actually closed lower than its opening, and it closed lower than the previous day. And so what we got here is an outside reversal. And so what does that mean? Well, up until February, the markets have been rallying based on, predicting what the Fed's going to do. So later in last year, in 2023, the markets were expecting the Fed's going to cut, and the expectations were that the Fed would cut, 6 or more times. Now, the Fed's been saying all along it's not planning to cut anywhere near like that. And even recently, this last week, the Chairman Powell said that the Fed may cut later in the year. But now the market's saying, okay, well, we're not worrying about that so much, because really what we want to do is get part of this craze of the AI buzz. And so everybody wants to get in on the AI. So starting around February, we saw everybody starting to get, called fear of missing out. So everybody wanted to get into the AI technology, into Nvidia, into AMD, and some of these other stocks. And so when you get that kind of action where everybody wants to get in, everybody's talking about it, that's called momentum trading. And momentum's great when you're in it. And if you've owned, Nvidia from back here or even lower, you're doing really well. But when momentum stops, that's when gravity kicks in. And when gravity kicks in, when you get these parabolic moves like this, this is a warning sign. Now, this doesn't mean it's going to happen for sure, but this is telling us that there's a really good chance here that we could see a decent pullback in Nvidia, and that could bring down the rest of the stock market. So you need to be aware of this. Again, Monday morning, we could see a bunch of people say, oh, Nvidia's down, I'm going to buy in here, I'm going to buy the dip. And that's very likely could happen. But what you need to see is Nvidia make a new high here. Because if people all jump in and then it doesn't really make a new high and it starts to do lower highs and lower lows, that's trouble. All right, so what does that mean? Well, if you own Nvidia, the question would be, well, what is your exit strategy? I mean, if you bought it here at $100, it went up to 975, where are you going to take some profits here? This is a great opportunity right now to take some profit. If you haven't taken any, you're sitting on these massive gains here. So look to take some profit, get your money back, and take some profit on top of that. If you want to leave some in here, that's fine, but have a strategy to understand that this could go lower here. It could certainly go higher still, but now your risk reward is getting very, very high. High risk for the amount of reward you're likely to get before we get a correction. Now, where would that support level be? So if it is going to go down, how far would it go? Well, logically, when we're technical traders, so the first thing we're going to look at is you've got this uptrend line. So you've got this nice short-term uptrend line, and that would take you up to 750. Also, that same 750 level is right where we had our previous low. So that's a very logical, very realistic short-term support level. Again, you're looking for, if you're still bullish, and you need to see it break above that 975 and close above that level. But if you see it starting to go lower and closing at lower highs and lower lows, there's a very good chance you could see it come down to this level. Now, when we get to this level, if we do, you're probably going to see it bounce around a little bit. But if it breaks down, you're looking at even lower levels. Now, if you look at just moving averages, you can see how far this could drop on just a standard, coming back to its base moving averages. These moving averages, the reason they're there is because, these stocks always come back to the mean at some point. So if you're looking at your 50-day, just on the 50-day moving average, you're down to 660. So you're going from 974 down to 660. If you go on the 100-day, you're down to 560. So there's some real serious room here for this to come down. So you need to be aware of that. All right. The good news is, these corrections, if it comes, and they always do, they provide, help prevent, from overvalued markets. And Nvidia is certainly heavily valued right now. It's parabolic. It needs to pull back at some point. This is a logical place for it to happen, and it needs to recharge. So again, if you own Nvidia, have a plan to take some profits here. If you don't own Nvidia, you're probably going to have a good opportunity to get in at better prices. And we will be telling probably our disruptive subscribers, if we see that opportunity, we'll let them know to jump in. So again, these corrections are critical to keep the markets healthy and stable. And so it's nothing to be alarmed at. It's just something to be aware of and have a strategy for it. All right. So that's what we're trying to do here. We're giving you these videos, trying to help you out. Hopefully this has been some value to you. Give us your feedback. Let us know what you think of this one. Let us know if you have questions, other questions you would like to see answered here. Any scenarios, give it to us at info@TheTrendLetter.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to let us know, see what's coming up next. And if you like it, if you like this one, just hit the like button. All right. Hopefully that helps out. Have a great week. Take care.